Week 11 of the college football season, and we're getting fired up with Cole Cubelic today, and we're talking Alabama injuries, a concern Week 11 of the football season. We see this a lot with football teams this time of year, of course, but Alabama really taking a big one against LSU this week. And Sean Deon Hamilton goes at. We got Mack Wilson, Minka Fitzpatrick limited in practice. It's always next man up, as we've talked about before. I know.
Whoa. No, it's not. It's next Savage up.
Next Savage up. Okay, so
it's
next
big
Savage
difference
up. Big
between
difference.
A man
and a savage.
Come on now. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it the right way.
Wait, are you man or savage?
I'm just a man.
Okay, so not to make light of the situation, when you look at the injuries, overall the concern, when you're talking next man up, next savage up, is it a concern that this Alabama team has taken this hit this late in the season on defense?
Sure. I think when you look at the structure of Alabama's defense, the linebacker position is so important. They're asked to stop the run. They're obviously asked to do a lot in coverage, and they're asked to rush the passer at certain times. Jeremy Pruitt's a little bit more blitz happy than Kirby Smart has been the last few years in Tuscaloosa. He likes to add a little extra pressure. And I think you look at, too, what's down the road for Alabama, playing 3 of the top 4 SEC rushing teams potentially over the next 4 weeks. If they see Georgia in the championship game, Auburn and Mississippi State, I mean, those teams are 2, 3, and 4 as far as rushing yards in the SEC. That's going to be a difficult ask. I think also added to that, the mobility at the quarterback position for Mississippi State and Georgia and the RPO game that all 3 of those teams like to run. The linebacker is your conflict defender with a run-pass option play. So if you have guys who are inexperienced, guys who haven't seen it and maybe find themselves out of position, those could equate to big plays against the Alabama defense. Now, the flip side of that, Lauren, I think is how do you protect that? And the good news for Alabama is some of the players up front have been playing exceptional football. Anthony Jennings doesn't get a lot of credit. He's played a really nice role on the edge for Alabama's defense. Deron Payne's the best defensive tackle in college football. And I think Raekwon Davis has really sort of filled the void that Dalvin Tomlinson left behind a year ago. Maybe not the most underrated player in the SEC, which I thought Tomlinson was last year, but a guy who does not get enough credit for just some of the dirty work that he does on that Alabama defensive line, taking on double teams, penetrating, forcing runs to bounce outside, and then doing some work in the pass game as well. So that's the first thing that's going to benefit Alabama's defense. The second thing is you got guys on the back end like Fitzpatrick when he is healthy. Ronnie Harrison's having a good year. So if you have your defensive line and the back end of your defense playing at a high level, you can protect that linebacking core just a little bit. But I don't think there's any doubt that because of what that position has been and meant at Alabama under Nick Saban, that those are some pretty big losses and areas that these teams coming up are going to try to take advantage of.
Okay, so as somebody that's played the game, I know when you're in the moment, you're on the sidelines, you see this stuff unfold. But as a player, a teammate of these guys, as a coach, maybe not in the game but afterwards, what are you thinking when guys are going down like this? I mean, what is the mentality and how do you fill that replacement so quickly?
Well, listen, I was on an Auburn team that went through 6 centers in 1998, and you get to a point where you honestly just don't believe that it's happening. I think Tennessee is having the same issue on the offensive line right now. They had 15 scholarship linemen when they started fall camp. They're down to 7. So you just begin to, it almost becomes normal because you're used to guys at that position, in that position group, getting hurt and the next player having to fill in and fill a void. So
how do you not wave the white flag in that regard?
Well, you can't do that. You're a competitor. You want to go out and play the game and you want to win. And here's the other thing, whether you're talking about a quarterback having his red shirt pulled in the 9th game of the year for Tennessee, or you're talking about Chris Allen or Dylan Moses at Alabama playing linebacker, everybody wants to play.
Right.
And I think sometimes we forget that because we look at, oh, it's an injury, this kid has to fill in, or, oh, it's the 9th game and he's going to redshirt. We can go back to last year, look at Jake Bentley, game 6, he comes in. We can look at Shea Patterson at Ole Miss playing the last 4 games of the year. Kids want to play.
Yeah.
When I was a redshirt at Auburn and they forced us to dress out, and I'd stand on the sidelines in a uniform, I can vividly remember running through scenarios in my brain of how many guys would have to get hurt for me to have to go in an emergency situation. I just wanted one play. Just give me one play. I just want to go in and play one play. These kids, that's the problem with college football today, is this businessman approach to, oh, he's got 3 years left and how's he going to balance that out? And he has to be so frustrated. These kids aren't frustrated. They want to play ball. They want to get it. You played linebacker for Alabama in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, you played quarterback for Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. You took a snap and threw a pass. Like, that's a huge deal. Kids grow up dreaming about that. So whether it's 7-on-7 or recruiting or high school coaches or fans, social media, I don't really know what it is, but somehow, some way down the line, just playing in a game, we've taken that being a big deal out of the equation. And it's not. It's a huge deal, and everybody wants their opportunity, so this just means more guys are going to have a chance to play for more teams.
Step up and be competitive and have that mindset. Love it.
Next, Savage up.